Let me tell you a story I have. About a year ago, I was completely in the negatives. I was trying to pass proprietary trading accounts. I was trying to build online businesses. I was trying to do everything I could to be successful because I didn't really know what it was. Was it a number on a page, money in a bank account, or an impact that I had on the world? My grades were in the dumps. I had almost no motivation and barely a clear plan to do anything. However, a year later, I turned things around. I finally felt successful for once. I achieved all my goals just by following a step-by-step plan that I'd made for myself. But you might be asking, what does a 17-year-old possibly know about success? Well, the truth is, I don't. And I don't think I'm really that successful either. However, there's something that I have that worked for myself, as well as many other people, just by using the simple psychology. The psychology of success. Hi, my name is Doug. I've just turned 17 years old. A year ago, I was really at one of the lowest points in my life. However, I decided that something needed to change. I broke past old habits. I followed my goals. I followed my step-by-step plan. And for once, I genuinely felt proud of myself. Before getting into this talk, I just want to thank Brian Chasey, the creator of the Phoenix Seminar, on inspiring me on this topic. As I grew up, I realized that the odds in life were brutal. 99% of retail stock market traders fail in the markets every day. 1% of sports athletes go professional. 90% of independent musicians don't even make a full-time income. But what separates the people that do make it to the people that don't? Their mindset, or a subset of laws that they have and follow on a daily basis. Knowing this, I decided to create 6 laws that I would follow myself, all to do with the human mind and convincing yourself that you could do it. The first law is the law of clarity. You will never be able to hit a target that you cannot see. The lack of clarity creates more frustration and wasted effort, more than anything else. A Harvard study once found out that only 3% of people write down their goals. Yet this 3% consistently outperforms everyone else on a daily basis. Tonight, I want you to write down 3 specific goals that you have for yourself. And underneath each goal, write down a specific action that you could take along the next year in order to help yourself build towards this bigger goal. Repeat this goal to yourself every morning and night. By doing this, you're slowly encoding the goal into your memory, building a framework and roadmap for you to follow. Clarity is not just a plan, it's also a trigger for focus. The second law is the law of belief and attraction. Whatever you truly believe with conviction becomes your reality. Your deepest beliefs act like algorithms, controlling what you notice and how you act. However, our brains tend to have a negativity bias, which means we overfocus on what can go wrong. But you can rewrite the code. Identify one limiting belief that you have. This can be, I'm bad at math, or I'll never be able to start a business. Rewrite it in a more future tense, positive tone, such as, I'm practicing math every day to get better, or slowly, I'm building my business step by step. By doing this, you're training your mindset to see possibilities instead of walls. Belief is not magic. It's also the lens that directs action. The third law is the law of cause and effect. Success in life is never random. Every outcome has a cause. Behavior's B.F. Skinner once said that repeated behaviors are usually reported, whereas punished behaviors fade. You can take advantage of this. Identify one area of life that you want to improve in, whether this be finances, sports, studies. Within this area, find someone that's already achieved what you wanted to do. Copy their daily habits for the next 30 days. By feeding yourself with the same cause, you will eventually get the same effect. All you need to do is choose your causes carefully. The fourth law is the law of detachment. In order to get something that you really want in life, you have to get rid of your desperate need for it. Detachment isn't about giving up. It's about getting rid of your rigid expectations and allowing yourself to focus on what you can control. Psychology calls this cognitive reappraisal. This is where you reframe situations in order to reduce emotional grip. Identify one goal that you have for the next year and write down 2 columns for this goal. Things that I can control and things that I can't control. Always try to stick to the first column, but eventually, if your mind drifts to the second column, take a step back, think about it and say, not my problem, and slowly continue to action. Detachment isn't about laziness. It's a strategic key to freedom. The 5th law is the law of substitution. In order to get rid of a negative thought, you must actively try and replace it with a positive one. Your mind can only handle around 4 chunks of information at a time. By directing your attention to constructive thoughts, you're literally driving out all the destructive ones. Create a positive mental image or phrase that you can use, and whenever a negative thought comes knocking, start repeating this phrase or image in your head. This may seem repetitive at first, but each substitution strengthens your attentional control. Negative thoughts will always be there. However, you can decide what gets to stay. The 6th law is the law of persistence. Most people in life quit far, far too early. The self-determination theory states that people tend to persist for longer when their goals are driven by intrinsic motivation or values. To take advantage of this, pick one goal that you have for the next year. Write down why you really want to achieve that goal. This has to be a reason for you, for yourself, not for external applause, not for other people, not for grades, but for you. Whenever you feel like giving up, repeat this goal consistently, repeat this why consistently in your head. By doing this, you're persisting for way far longer than you can think. Then, commit to a specific action that you can take on a daily basis, even a small one. Just like a stone cutter that strikes the same spot 100 times, the breakthrough does not come from the final strike, however, from all the strikes before it. Circling back to my personal journey, I came to realize something. Success isn't about a number. It isn't about a title. It isn't even about a box to check, no matter what you're taught growing up. However, success is about the vision that you create for your own life. And each day, when you wake up and take one step towards this vision, you've already achieved something extraordinary. Because real success comes from the inside, not what you show from the outside. Thank you for listening.